Hello, beautiful earth angels. Welcome, welcome. Just pressing go live on Instagram. Okay, there we go. Hello, everyone. Welcome to podcast 125, the first pillar of the earth angels. Be a channel of unconditional love. So, unconditional love means loving without condition and loving in every condition. This is how God, Source, the Creator, loves you wholly, purely, and unconditionally. As earth angels, our sacred task is to love our pain, our parts, and our shadow. We are loving ourselves into ascension and evolution, and that requires courage, consistency, and deep, deep self compassion. And so, thank you so much for being here. And my intention with these podcasts is to create a space of transformation, that you come one person and you leave another person, that you leave transformed. Whether you're here live, whether you're connecting with the replay, we're all here together. And so we're creating this space of transformation by shining our heart light, our soul's light, on the pain, the wound, the issue, and the tissue. We're bringing that to the light for healing, for transformation. And when we gather together, we are more powerful. In these podcasts, I'll be sharing teachings from my debut book, Receiving from Your Angels, 4 Practices to Heal Your Pain with Angel Love, my baby, my book baby. I'll be sharing an angel meditation, an activation, angelic pain relief questions to help you to relax and cherish your body, to trust your intuition, to receive your next level of angelic pain relief. That's my mission. And I'm here to serve earth angels and those earth angels that feel called to break the cycle, to transform the pattern, to dissolve the pattern of pain in their family and in their lineage, for themselves and the world, for themselves and their lineage. Excuse me. So my name is Jill Kempner, angel coach and author. As an angel coach, what I help my clients do is to heal the pain in their bodies with the love of the angels through the relax, release, receive process outlined in my debut book. And it's an honor. It's an honor to walk by my courageous, deeply loving coaching clients and watch them connect with their soul, watch them connect with their angels, and to really understand the deeper meaning of their pain, whether that pain is physical or emotional. It's a gift. And I feel so honored to walk this journey. I'm so honored this book got channeled through me. The book is the foundation of my coaching programs. So I walk my clients through that relax, release, receive process. And we use energy work, right? IET, angel Reiki, crystal healing, archangel healing to provide deep, swift liberation and transformation. So it's an honor. I want to welcome everyone who will be here live today, everyone who is going to connect with the replay, to be surrounded in a circle of unconditional love, deep compassion, miracles, and joy. And so happy. We are in August now. We are in the Lion's Gate portal. It opens up on, it's open, and it gets the peak of it, of this like alignment of the stars, right? Peaks on 8/8, on Friday 8/8. So we're in this portal being called to our highest potential, which kind of goes perfectly with the first pillar of the Earth Angel message and medicine. And also we're moving towards, it will actually going to be in the 8/8 Lionsgate peak at the same time as the full moon, which is pretty awesome. Hi, Marie. Good morning. Say hi if you're here. Let me hop on Instagram and see who's here. Hey, Gil. Welcome. So exciting, so much unfolding. And so I decided that as I talk about these four pillars, and last week, what we did is we talked about all four of them, sort of what they are, what they're not, just a little bit of that. And now we're going to slow it down and talk about each one. And what my soul said and what my angel said was to weave that into the story of what my experience with my mom and her cancer journey and then transition. And it's a very tender. I mean, my mom we just passed her 3-year anniversary, and I now just feel kind of ready to talk about it. I've talked about it for sure. And I've written blogs but it feels really important because when I was praying about, okay, what story goes with these pillars? I just felt the call to share a little bit more about that experience that I went through. And when I think about being a channel of unconditional love, it's about being fully human and fully divine, right? It's not about perfection. It's about presence. And I love that. Like, talk about taking the pressure off. I think when we see be a channel of unconditional love, we're like, wait, what? How? There's so much division and hatred and violence and pain in the world. How can we love unconditionally, right? And that's even more of a call to step into this pillar, to align with this pillar, to activate this pillar. So understand that these pillars are not rules, right? They're not restrictive rules. They're these beautiful golden guidelines that help you stay on your highest path, right? The path of ascension, the path of evolution, the path of healing. Hi, Lauren. Good morning. Good to see you. So during my mom's terminal cancer journey, this first earth angel pillar, be a channel of unconditional love, anchored in like never before. And understanding that unconditional love isn't just soft and sweet moments. It's about loving yourself in every condition and without condition. This is so important. I think we just need to hear. It's like I've said this before, I've said it 100 times, but we need to hear it over and over again, because every time we hear it, it's anchored in a new way, right? So we're inviting these four pillars, right? Be a channel of unconditional love, embody the benevolence of the divine, walk with an awareness of your energy body, and trust the divine plan. These are foundational teachings, guidelines, pillars that help us, again, to step onto that highest path. That's what I keep hearing the angels say today. So I'm honoring that. So it means unconditional love means loving the parts of you that you usually push away. The anger, the grief, the overwhelm, the resentment, the hatred, the mean part that actually came up during my mom's cancer journey. Maybe I'll talk about that in another one. Maybe next time that'll come up. It means holding space for the shadow, your shadow, without judgment, right? Remember, the archangels are not afraid of your shadow. That, when I hear that and remember that, it's like, take heart, right? Take heart. There's nothing your angels can't transform. There's nothing your angels can't heal, can't unburden. Like, oh, I love that. And for me, that was put to the test, right? Loving my shadow without judgment, loving myself unconditionally was put to the test while caring for my mom during the, last year of her life. She was only 67 when she passed, and her diagnosis was terminal from the start. She had cholangiocarcinoma, which is called bile duct cancer. And I think everything was sad, but knowing that it was not resectable knowing that she could never have it removed really added to the weight of the diagnosis and the knowing that this is terminal. Because many times, and we've seen people heal from cancer. We've seen people have stage 4, blah blah blah, and completely heal from it. And oftentimes that happens when they can remove the cancer itself, when they can remove the tumor. And because of the intricate place that this tiny little tumor was, it's amazing how small the tumor was and how much pain she had. So she went through, and I know Lauren understands this. Excuse me. This is why I've been waiting and waiting to talk about this, because it's hard. Thank you, Marie. I agree. Next time, remind me to have tissues over here, angels. So she went through everything: chemo, radiation, blood transfusion. She actually had lupus. There was a diagnosis that she'd had for many years and did different treatments and stuff. And the lupus really complicated her cancer treatment plan, because her platelets kept tanking. I mean, at one point, she literally had 0 platelets. So we had blood transfusions, platelet transfusions, super high doses of fentanyl. I mean, God, I could tell you stories about getting down the, tracking down fentanyl, and I won't go into that today. Mistletoe infusions, vitamin C drips, bile drains that had to be changed every 6 to 8 weeks. I'm just giving just a short little, understanding of what she went through in a year. And she hated those procedures. Oh man, was I in prayer during that time. Okay, one of my cards today was honesty and communication. How perfect is that? Okay, angels. Okay, so basically I ran 2 households. I drove her to every appointment. I managed every medication. And, I held the emotional weight for her, for my brother, for my kids, for my clients, for myself. And there were days when I felt anything but unconditional love. I was angry, furious even that her life is going to be cut short. And I was exhausted, bone deep exhausted. I was overwhelmed and in pain myself. And yet I kept going. I kept loving. I kept choosing to soften rather than to harden. I kept choosing presence over perfection. And I really feel that time anchored in this pillar for me, because I needed to be there for her, and I needed to support her, and I needed to be a channel of unconditional love for the last year of her life. And it was in that fire, right? Not before it, not after it, but inside of it, that I became a true channel of unconditional love. Not because I did it perfectly, because God knows I did not. But because I allowed everything to belong. I really love that. Sorry. The grief, the rage, the sacredness, the mess. I was becoming what I now teach. That was my initiation into this pillar, into all the pillars, and I'll be sharing that as we go along the weeks. I was embodying this first earth angel pillar through the hardest thing I've ever done. That was the hardest thing I ever did, was take care of my mom while she was dying, until she died. So for you, if you're in a hard place right now, I'm sending you so much love and angel blessings and compassion. Maybe you're caring for someone, maybe you're carrying something heavy. Um, just know that you don't have to feel spiritual to be spiritual. You don't have to love everything that's happening. Because let me tell you, there were many times I was in resistance. I was in frustration. I was in, oh God, was I so frustrated with the whole way the whole pain medication thing worked. I actually had to physically go because fentanyl is remind me of what it is. Oh, controlled substance. I knew, I was like gonna ask Lauren, what is the name of it? You had to go and get a doctor's note and then pick up the note and then, go to the pharmacy and wait for it and then come back and administer it. And it was just like, right? You just have to be willing to keep your heart open to yourself, to your pain, to your parts. That's what makes you a channel of unconditional love. So let's talk about what being a channel of unconditional love is and what it's not, right? So let's start with what it's not, right? It's not about being nice all the time. Unconditional love doesn't mean being agreeable, passive, or people pleasing, right? It includes boundaries and truth telling and, yeah, sometimes saying no. I remember I had a friend that I had to take out of my life because she was not supportive. And an event happened early on. It was in July. My mom got diagnosed in June. So sometime in July, this friend, I just had a very uncomfortable interaction with this one friend. So it was a childhood friend. And I was like, nope, no, no, no. And I didn't talk to her again the entire time until right before my mom died. It's being a channel of unconditional love is not suppressing your pain, as you can see, or pretending everything's fine, right? Cancel, clear, release that. We don't pretend everything is fine, especially when it's not, because it wasn't. Being a channel of love means allowing all the emotions to flow, right? So thank God that thank God I had my spiritual practice, which I leaned into heavily during that experience. Thank God I had a therapist already, a whole team of people putting me back together. And that was something I committed to, was continuing. I mean, even though I did everything for my mom, and I'm not exaggerating when I say everything, and there weren't aunts and uncles and cousins and all that stuff. We didn't have that. I mean, I had Bob, and he's amazing, my husband, and, Claire and Liam were little, young teenagers, it was hard. I don't know why I got onto that. So being a channel of love means allowing the emotions to flow, not bypassing them in the name of spirituality. So, right, being a channel of unconditional love is not spiritual bypassing, right? Saying everything's fine. Oh, it's all divine and there's nothing wrong with saying it's all divine. That'll be later down the road. We'll talk about that. But it's just being honest, right? Honesty and communication. Being a channel of unconditional love is not self-sacrifice or burnout. Now, of course, what I went through, would I say I was burned out? I would say I was in emotional pain. I would say I was grieving heavily. Yeah, there were moments when I felt burnt out, of course. But I leaned into my practice. I leaned into my angel team. I leaned into my earth angel team to keep, and I just kept redevoting, right? I just kept recommitting. Right? You don't have to abandon yourself to prove your love. In fact, you must love yourself first for it to truly be unconditional love. So understand that be a channel of unconditional love is for you. It's not about perfection or getting it right every time. This to me was sort of the hardest, because I was like, I can't be a channel of unconditional love because I keep messing it up. I keep making mistakes. I keep getting frustrated. How can I be a channel of unconditional love? But it was about returning to love every time I got away from it, right? When I think about the practice Renew Your Devotion, which is what this channel is connected with, what this pillar is connected with, being a channel of unconditional love is a commitment that you make to yourself, to your body, to your journey, to your family over and over and over again. Every time you break the sacred promise. So every time I got frustrated with the doctors, the medication, my mom, there were many times I got frustrated with my mom, right? Not easy to admit, but I think you can understand. And the challenge for me was that leading up to this diagnosis and then her death were 5 really hard years. So I had there was a lot of inner work I had to do to be of service to her. And I say that with deep compassion for myself and her. Being a channel of unconditional love means allowing the love to move through you, even when it's messy, even when you're tired, even when you feel broken. And that was really the gift, one of the gems that I did receive. I'm now realizing as I'm talking about it, right? These pillars, and getting them anchored right into my being. Okay. Sorry, my iPad is so Mercury retrograde right now. Thank you, thank you, thank you for sending me love. Thank you for being here. All right. Just listening. So being a channel of unconditional love, right, is such a gift. And we talked about this. It's loving yourself in every condition, right? Loving the pain, loving the shadow, loving the fear. That's the work. That's what we're doing. Even when you're angry, anxious, grieving, reactive, numb, you still get to receive love. Like, isn't that such a relief? Talk about angelic pain relief. Thank you, Lauren. I know. Being a channel of unconditional love is showing up for your emotions instead of shutting them down, or bypassing, exiling, numbing, suppressing. You don't have to fix yourself, your feelings. You just have to feel them with compassion. And I think that was one of the hardest things, because I was like, I'm trying to hold space for my mom who knows she's gonna die. I need to love myself through this. And understanding that when I loved myself, my grieving parts, my angry parts, my frustrated parts, my stressed parts, that love flowed out to her. Does that make sense? Being a channel of unconditional love is choosing softness, right? Tenderness, vulnerability, when your ego wants to harden. Oh, I just love that, right? You may want to shut down or lash out or run, but love invites you to stay present. Yeah. Being a channel of unconditional love is practicing radical self-acceptance. That was something I really learned, was I needed to witnessing her pain body, which was intense, She was in a lot of physical pain because of the biliary drains, because of the location of the tumor, because of the, I almost swore, effing treatment, right? Um, you know, I just, had to be this sacred witness of her pain, accept that she was in pain and that, I was doing everything I could. Thank you, Lauren. I agree. I did do literally everything I could, and I know that. Oh, God. I really need a tissue. Okay, so it's practicing radical self-acceptance, not because you earned it, but because you exist. You are worthy of love exactly as you are, and holding yourself in that grace, because that's what that really is. I think grace is a uh, supporter of unconditional love, one of the aspects of unconditional love, right? It's making your pain sacred, right? That understand, and I prayed so hard that her pain would be a portal for her, that she would understand the deeper meaning of her pain. And of course now on the other side she does, but it was hard in the moment for her to get there. And what was so interesting was I'd just written a book about pain, and then here I am helping my mom who's in excruciating pain. I mean, it was like the wildest experience I've ever had. And I will admit, it put me in doubt many times. I doubted whether what I had channeled worked, because I had to witness her in pain. And some of it was, and I say this with great love and respect and compassion for my mom, her lack of ability to receive the deeper meaning, her lack of ability to love herself through it. I mean, that's really, when it was hard, she struggled with self-love. She struggled with unconditional love for herself. So making your pain sacred, right? That your pain isn't proof of failure. I really love this. It's an invitation to open your heart wider. And I do think there were moments when she did that. And then, of course, there were moments that her ego was really loud and her body was really hurting. And yeah. So being a channel of unconditional love isn't something you achieve. It's something that you practice, right? Over and over and over again. That's why I think it's so linked to the renew your devotion practice in my book, right? Because it's like, okay, I make a commitment to being a channel of unconditional love, and I'm in the flow of my angel's love and I feel good, and then someone says something hurtful and I feel, just defensive or angry or resentful. Oh, I'm out of the flow of my angel's love. Let me hold my hurt, resentful, angry part in compassion. Let me redevote. And then we get back in the flow. I mean, it's really that simple, but yet to remember it in those moments of anxiety, in those moments of stress, in those moments of trauma, it's the work, right? Remember, there's a card in the angel deck called Do the Work. That's the work. To recommit to your intention over and over and over again when you forget, when you fail, when you fall. So I hope that resonates. So in my angel coaching programs, I help my clients embody all the pillars, right? But this first pillar of this first earth angel pillar, be a channel of unconditional love, through the foundational practice of renewing your devotion. This means choosing to recommit to your soul's intention, right? Of whatever that healing intention is, over and over again, especially when life gets messy, painful, overwhelming, stressful. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to return to love. Like, isn't that beautiful? I hope that resonates. So this pillar, right, is deeply connected to the daily angel practice. Okay. Okay, once you're live, we're having trouble streaming on Instagram. Okay. let's just, what would edit do? Okay. Okay, let's see if that restored it. I have no idea, but I pressed a button and I just did something. So being so so when I was getting downloads about the four pillars of the Earth Angel, I realized that they were each connected with an aspect of the daily angel practice, and I was like, and then also they were connected with the four practices in my book. So I was like, wow, I was getting all these like downloads of connection and support. And the daily angel practice, right? It consists of that your intention and your devotion, right? Intention and invitation. It's inviting the angels. Thank you for guiding, surrounding, directing, and protecting me with your healing light. Over and over and over again, we invite the angels to guide, surround, direct, and protect us. We commit to our intention. I'm devoted to receiving love and healing from my angels, right? Or love and courage, or love and compassion, or love and healing, whatever it is. This week, my fuel is attunement, and it's been really, and I didn't even realize how cool that was in alignment with the 8-8 Lionsgate. I was like, ooh, that's going to be really awesome. So together, my clients and I craft a personalized practice, and we personalize these sacred words so that my clients can call on their angel support and reconnect to their personal truth, to their personal healing intention every single day. And honestly, more than every day, right? Every moment. Because it's in those moments. Yesterday, I had something really interesting happen. It was very Mercury retrograde. And when I went to bed, I reflected on it. I was reflecting on it over, and I realized that there was these pockets of moments that I sort of lost, if you will, because I was triggered. And I was like, wait, I didn't do those other two things I said I was going to do. Actually, it was three things, because I was activated about something. And that's okay, right? Oh, I'm out of the flow of my angel's love. Let me redevote. Let me get back to the attunement. So, and then one of the most powerful tools I teach my clients and my students. Ooh, I love that, Lauren. Yours is abundance and digging deeper and to find my true authentic self. Yes. She's already shining. I can feel her. Is this mantra, right? I am devoted to receiving love and then you put your personal fuel, love and abundance from my angels, right? And then it's not just saying it, we're not just rote repeating it. We're actually opening our heart to our angels' love, aligning our mind with divine mind, pausing, breathing, and receiving our angels' love and devotion for us. Right? It's all about becoming receptive, becoming open, becoming that's why we need to be vulnerable and tender. And that's why this is the most courageous thing, right? So being a channel of unconditional love is for you. And you can use this magical mantra, you can use your angel invitation to get you in the flow of your angel's love. And then you can use those tools again when you get out of the flow of your angel's love, which all it means is you're in the shadow of your fuel. So for me, the shadow is this week with attunement is feeling distracted, overwhelmed, and scattered. And it was interesting because I actually started this transmission late because I wasn't ready. And all of a sudden the time was gone. For some reason, I had 10 a.m. in my mind. I don't know why. And then all of a sudden I was like, oh my God, it's 9:30. And I wanted to blow dry my hair after I showered and blah, 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 blah. Anyway. So this mantra becomes a lifeline during moments of fear, pain, or shadow for my clients. And it helps my clients stay in the flow of their angel's love and just to simply redevote without judging themselves, without experiencing a public flogging, without self-judgment. It's just like, oh, I'm out of the flow of my angel's love. Let me redevote. And so let me see what the angels are saying as we wrap up. So when I was caring for my mom, bet you me, this affirmation became talk about a lifeline. There were times I was saying it 100 times a day, and I kid you not, right? Because I had to keep reading because I was so triggered. The layers of grief, anger, and stress. I mean, probably could have swallowed some people up, I'll be honest. Um, so anyway, thank you for listening. Thank you for being here. I'm gonna pull a card, but let's do this mantra 3 times and then ask a question, and then I'll pull a card. That's what I'm hearing. So closing your eyes if that's available for you, and bringing your hands to your heart, welcoming your angels. Thank you, angels, for guiding, surrounding, directing, and protecting me with your healing light. Thank you for helping me receive energy and information for my highest good and highest healing. I am the keeper of my mind and body, and I welcome only those angels, guides, and earth angels that love me unconditionally. And just for a moment, feel your guardian angels, feel your beautiful angel team, maybe your beloved ancestors, maybe the archangels, feel your beautiful soul, just surrounding you in a circle of light and filling your heart with this unconditional love, understanding that you are not doing this alone. And that when you ask, like we will do now, when we devote to this love, you will receive it. So we'll say love and healing, and you can feel free if you have a personal intention to put that in there. I am devoted to receiving love and healing from my angels. Allowing your heart to open to your angels' love. Again, I am devoted to receiving love and healing from my angels. Aligning your mind, your human ego mind, with divine mind. And one more time, I am devoted to receiving love and healing from my angels. Take a moment to pause, to breathe deeply, and to let yourself receive your angels' love and devotion for you. How committed. Feel them cherishing you, loving you, adoring you, committed to your healing, to your ascension. And we ask this love to flow into the parts of our body that need healing. For me, it's my gut. I'm feeling it in my ilium today. So I just let that love and healing from the angels flow there, knowing that my pain is a portal. And we just ask, show me one loving angels, show me one thing I can do this week to be a channel of unconditional love for myself. Okay. I saw the body blessing that I'm of the class I'm going to teach. So I'm like, okay, make sure I do my mantra mala every day. And what is one thing that you want me to not do? What is one thing I can let go of or release so I can be a channel of love for myself? What is one thing you want me to not do or let go of or release? Got it. Not eat sugar when I'm triggered. Got it. That was my message. And anything else as we bring our hands to our hearts in prayer mudra, in deep gratitude, let yourself receive how much your angels love you, how devoted they are to you, your mission, your medicine, your message, your light, your healing. Anything else? Anything else? There you go. Anything else? We dedicate the healing that you've received today to all our relations in all directions of time. Know that your angels are here with deep reverence and gratitude, sealing our beautiful podcast with a namaste, an inner journey with a namaste. Okay, let's pull, I'm going to do this deck. How is it that you are being a channel of unconditional love for yourself this week? Let's see what message the guardian angels have for you. Okay. You cannot make this stuff up. Higher purpose. Your inner light is a spark of galactic consciousness, a portal to higher dimensions. You are more than a physical being. You are a cosmic soul with purpose. So, when you're feeling stuck, when you're feeling frustrated, when you're in the shadow of your fuel, right? For abundance, it's lack and scarcity. Go back to the higher purpose of why you're here, right? Reconnect with your soul's medicine, your soul's mission, your soul's message, right? Redevote to your soul wants. Your soul is a channel of unconditional love. So redevote and commit to the higher purpose of to your personal higher purpose. I've been using this for about a year. Guardian Angels by Britta Ballman. You can only get it on eBay. It's a little bit pricey, but totally worth it. This is the one I've used it at the meditation at Sacred Ground several times. Okay, so love that we're redevoting to the higher purpose. That's what's honestly got me through so many of the initiations that I've been through, that I've shared authentically and vulnerably here throughout this, all my podcasts. Is there has to be a higher purpose to this. What's the deeper meaning of this pain, of this grief, of this stress, of this anger? We keep asking over and over again. So that's what I feel like this card is saying, right? Ask. I know, me too. Thanks, Lauren. So if you are interested in hearing about my beautiful coaching programs, I have a free consult. It's called the Angelic Pain Relief Consult. It's a 1-hour consult over Zoom, where it's a heartfelt space where I'm listening to you and your angels. It's a compassionate space where I will share what your pain is really about, what your angels are saying about your pain, and which is huge, right? Creates a lot of relief. And then based on your intention, based on what we talked about in that consult, I'll pull an archangel for you that will support you on your healing journey, that will provide some next steps. And if we're a good fit, I'll share the details of my coaching program with you. I know how vulnerable it is to look at your pain and look at your wounds. As you can see, I've cried for most of this podcast. And I also know how transformative, how healing, how groundbreaking it can be to tune into that unlimited support that's available for you, right? From your soul, from your angel team, from the divine. And that's what my coaching programs provide, right? A solid foundation of daily connection, daily devotion, daily practice, and then a gentle release of these hardened karmic patterns, the samskaras, if you will. I'll talk about that in the next couple of weeks. These imprints, and really do the healing that not only helps you, but helps your whole lineage, helps your whole family, helps the whole world. So again, I know how vulnerable it is, but I'd love to have this conversation with you. I'll put the consult link in the comments. So thank you for reminding me. And then I have an amazing class. I'm actually going to thank you for reminding me. I'm going to do a quick little video about why the Mantra Mala class is going to be so amazing. But I have a class on Wednesday, the 20th, with the Mala beads. I'm going to teach you who Green Tara is, the power of her mantra, the power of the Mala. And we're going to do 108 body blessings with her mantra and the body blessings with the Mala. It's going to be a beautiful, grounded practice. I can do it. It's funny because I thought I could do it in 8 minutes, then I could do it in 7 minutes. And the other day I did it in 5 minutes. So I don't know how that happened because it was the same exact flow. So between 5 and 8 minutes, depending how long you want to spend, you'll have a new daily practice to bless your body, your energy body, really to help you be a channel of unconditional love, which goes so perfectly with the teaching today. So it's $44. It's over Zoom. That information's on my website and Facebook, and I'll also put the link in the comments. I love you all. Thank you for being here. Thank you for sending me love. I hope you have an amazing, beautiful, beautiful day, and we'll see you soon. Bye, everyone. Thank you. Lots of love. See you next week.